Welcome viewers of EduTV across the world in the first education channel and school principles and our favorite program. It's a matter of principles. This is your host Pranav Guha Thakurta, founder EduTV from New Delhi, India. Our guest today is Dr. Sharma, the famous Dr. Deepika Sharma, principal, Grand Columbus International School, Faridabad. She is a true blue K-12 educator and vice president of Sahodaya Complex, Faridabad Educational Chapter, an education philanthropist who addresses the nation about the challenges, achievements, and future policies, often seen on News 24 as a guest speaker and today on EduTV. An entrepreneur and early adopter of change who is often seen building new education strategies, developing the latest EdTech tools, bringing unique learning programs, introducing gamified learning pedagogy, and giving keynote speeches around the world. And exemplary education leader who is determined to raise teaching learning standards in India's beleaguered preschool, school, and higher education institutions. And inclusive education diva who ensures an inclusive environment online and offline for children who are differently abled. Welcome, Dr. Deepika.
Thank you so much, Pranav, for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks for your time. Ma'am, we wanted to have your advice how a passive and reluctant learner can be transformed to active and enthusiastic learner. Over to you, ma'am.
What a significant topic to be picked up, Pranav, because school, after all, is all about learning and teaching. This entire process of institutions is all around it. And now we have NEP 2020 around it as well. We want to make teaching and learning more relatable, more understandable, more comprehensible, and assess the learners and teaching pedagogy together. Now, we need to understand first what is active and passive learning, since it is so important to all of us. So I think passive learning is more internalizing. Passive learning is more memorizing. What used to happen decades back, I think a lot of us are product of that era. But now, specifically after pandemic, when the challenges for institutions are much greater, we find a whole lot of passive and reluctant. More than passive, Pranav, what we find is a reluctance in the students to come to school and learn. Well, I think in active learning, the students need or the learners need to become the part of entire learning process. Why is there reluctance or why is there passive learning? Reluctance is because possibly there is boredom, possibly there is lack of self-esteem, Pranav. That's a very, very big problem these days, a big challenge all of us are facing. There is lack of confidence. There is possibly overwhelming curriculum. They find the stress of learning too much. Uh, there is maybe more scolding at home or at school. There's a lot of homework. So the stress needs to go out from our education system. What needs to be done? Well, to make the learning more fun, have more fun stations as far as schools are there. You could have fun stations in the class. Keep the learners on the move. Make it more interactive. There could be, for maybe the younger learners, there could be jigsaw puzzles, there could be storytelling, there could be reading them out a lot, there could be possibly asking them to do pictures, graphically teach. For slightly older learners, there could be more collaboration. Okay, they could be asked to what is called the flip learning. They could be asked to preview the topic, say from YouTube or from the podcast, and come prepared prepared with questions before the topic is introduced in the class. I feel pair learning or peer learning has both also worked a lot. I think what another thing we could help is possibly skill them more in terms of better communications where they can ask questions, skill them more to problem solving, decision making. So basically, build up their self esteem and confidence. And another thing that I feel that I think can be done from the parents' point of view is ensure that they're encouraged, keep they're encouraged because at school, yes, there would be when they're in a class, there could be a whole lot of you know in a class it's a group, so they become a cohesive group and they are helped by both teachers as well as their friends. But at home, if there is more motivation, more encouragement, then I think they would feel like coming to school, feel like participating in the entire process. So I feel that it's an important thing that the students who are learners, they should be participating in way of asking questions, discussing, investigating, and then possibly incorporate a whole lot of other processes wherein the children enjoy it. The fun element needs to be added into teaching. Gone are the days when there was a lecture method, blackboard method, the teachers to walk in and start writing. Does not work anymore. So I feel the approach to teaching and learning needs to change big time. In fact, I tell my teachers, initially it used to be love what you teach. I'm saying not to just don't love what you teach, but also love who you teach.
Right.
So it is taking care of your learners. It is individualizing your teaching processes. It is being a little more mother or a paternal person than just a teacher. It's
Great.
about more engagement. Yeah.
Yes, I
Thank
think
you.
I really liked your thing. You said the overwhelming syllabus or curriculum. I think
Very good.
that is a
Yeah.
new term I've heard today. And I I agree with you 100%, ma'am, for gamifying the learning.
Yes.
Ma'am, I still remember when I was in junior class, our teacher used to take us to a garden and teach out there because Dehradun was a bit cold place. And whatever I have learned in the garden, I still remember them, ma'am. Because
So,
the yes,
absolutely, Pranav. If you remember Rabindra Rangshala, the entire art and craft used to take place in the garden under the
right,
trees.
right,
It's you, so you can't say the learning is limited to the class
correct,
or lecture method. Uh, there's a lot of learning taking place beyond the classrooms.
very true,
So it's about the teacher to incorporate it or the parents to incorporate it while proactively going on with this process. Because here, remember, the learner needs to get interested in your process of teaching.
very right,
If the child,
ma'am,
yeah, if the child, yeah, if
ma'am,
the child is already motivated, so we really don't have to work on that bit. Then we have to take the next step of possibly moving on to a different level of curriculum or topics. But if the child is disinterested, not wanting to come to school, reluctant to even get down to books, well, it needs to be made fun, it needs to be gamified. And in gamification, we not only use fun methods, we could even use technology.
right, great, ma'am. I was having problem in valency in chemistry,
Hmm.
and ma'am, I was unable to understand it. Ma'am, this one gentleman, one temporary teacher came to our school and he used to speak in Hindi. And
Hmm.
he wrote on the blackboard HCl. Then he said, क्लोरीन बैठ के रो रहा था यार एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कम पड़ गया
Hmm.
कि हाइड्रोजन ने
Hmm.
कहा आजा भाई साझा कर ले मेरे साथ.
Hmm.
Dr. Deepika, I stated this example a lot of other places also. Ma'am, I scored highest in chemistry after that. The word you
Yeah.
said, joyful learning, gamify learning. I 100% agree with you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really impressed the way you explained and for giving me a new terminology, overwhelming curriculum. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks for your
Pranav.
time. I'm sure your advice will help all the stakeholders of education. Thank you so much. Thanks a ton, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I am Harshini Sudarshan. I am a grade 12 student studying at Delhi Public School, Bangalore East. For those of you who are watching, at EduTV, we are having a program where we conduct talks and interviews between students and university outreach heads in order to find out more about the colleges that we want to join in, and what these colleges and universities are offering to us.
I would like to ask you this, that like as Shamsa said that it was just the beginning of CS at this time. So how have you come into CS, or like what made you think that you should pursue CS at that point of time? That time.
Okay, so I think I came into computer science accidentally because in 1994, when I wanted to, pursue my engineering, so I had a very good rank. In those days, the number one branch was not computer science, it was electronics.
EduTV is also having a taster program, and some of you may know what it is. It is just to get a taste of college life.
Good morning. I am Chaya Khanna, Principal Scholars Home School. I would like to express my gratitude to Pranav for giving this opportunity to our class 12 students to visit Graphic Era. I'm sure our children will know of the many avenues that they are not aware of.
My name is Veda Gopala and I'm from Scholars Home, and I thought it was quite an enriching experience. I really liked the campus and the workshop facilities.
So students are taken on a visit to the university or the college premises to get a taste of what is actually college life in those 3 or 4 crucial college years of your life. So you get to know about placements, job opportunities, careers of the future, what that college or the university has to offer to you, how campus life is in general.